we're always concerned about how things are going to finish. And as much as we've gone through all kinds of disruption and changes in 2020, I'm sure many of us, myself included, are glad to see that the year comes to an end. I've always wondered why it was that we go through time, through seasons. We have 7 days in a week, we have 24 hours in a day, we have 365 or 366 days in a year. We have 10 years in a decade. And why time was divided up into those segments. And I think this year is proof to us that it's good to know that there will be a beginning and then there'll be an end. And as we come to the end of the year 2020, I'm sure that there are lots of things that you're looking forward to, maybe some regrets that you'd like to leave behind you, and some things that had happened in 2020 that you definitely want to leave behind you. But I want us to look closely at what God says about the end of a matter. And that will come to us from a few short verses, in fact, just one verse in the book of Ecclesiastes in a few short moments. My name is Reverend Kwame Rubadiri, and you're watching our last CCO or CITAM Church Online for Mondays here on CITAM Church Online's channel. God bless. In Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 8, we read these words: "The end of a matter is better than its beginning, and patience is better than pride." Now, when you hear that just on face value, you may think to yourself, well, I guess to an extent that may be true. It's better to see something concluded than necessarily seeing how it began. But most of us are really excited and we anticipate beginnings, new beginnings, because we're really looking forward to how things will play out. And if we're really committed and devoted to what we've planned to do, then we have a goal in mind, we have a vision and a target of what we want to do. And we always feel fulfilled when something is actually finished. But then there are those times when something difficult has come our way and our plans have been disrupted as they were in 2020, and we're just happy to get to the end of the subject. Well, I'm sure that there will be a lot of us who will be thinking to ourselves, yes, it's good to get to the end of 2020, but what does this bode for 2021? And how do we really look forward with greater anticipation to what's going to take place in the future? Well, I want us to look at this from God's perspective. I believe that the Lord is saying that the end is better than the beginning because God himself knows the end. He knows how things are going to turn out. And in our case, as believers, God always has a good plan. He always has a plan to give us a future and a hope, something that we can hold on to that's going to be a benefit and a blessing to us. So we shouldn't be afraid of the end. In fact, the wonderful thing about the Bible is that it gives us the pictures of the end and shows us that, yes, we win. We overcome the power of sin, the presence of sin, and we live in the presence of God forever and ever. We can look forward to the end. And so when God says that the end of something is much better than the beginning, it's because he sees the whole track. He sees everything far better than we do. But he encourages us to do something else in the second part of this text, in that even as we are seeking to fulfill the purpose, we're trying to get to the end of God's purpose for our lives, he's also giving us a glimpse as to how we should shift our attitude as we prepare to go towards the end. Many of us start with a great sense of anticipation. We start something, start a new year with a great sense of anticipation, start a new business, a new project with a great sense of anticipation of good things to come. And that can give us a sense of pride because we can put the confidence in ourselves and in our own ability. And so the second part of this verse says, it's better to have patience than to have pride. That, yes, we may go through some hiccups along the way. 2020 was a huge hiccup for us. But if we are patient, if we're truly trusting God and we're learning from the disruptions, we're learning from our mistakes, we're learning from the different lessons that have come our way, then we know that we will get to the end with the favor of God and he will give us a good result. But if we enter it in pride, thinking that, well, I don't need God in all this. I've got every base covered. I know what I'm doing. I've got the experience and the qualification. And I'm not even going to depend on God to help me through the process. Fills us with a sense of pride so that when any disruption comes our way, we don't know how to handle it. We don't know how to deal with it. And God is basically saying, I know the path that you need to take. I have the purpose worked out, and you need to patiently follow every step of the way. And if there's one lesson that you and I need to learn from 2020 as we go into a brand new year, it's that God knows what he's doing and that God is going to see us all the way to the end. After all, you and I are here at the very last week of the very last month of the year 2020. So let me ask you to do three things as we enter the new year. Number one, don't enter 2021 with a sense of pride. Make sure, number two, that you are patient, trusting God every single day, taking time to pray every day, asking him to show you what you need to do as you navigate all of the uncertainty of 2021. And at the end of it all, thirdly, make sure that you have a determination to finish. Don't give up on the way. Make it your commitment to say, God knows the end from this beginning. I want to get to the end as well. I want to finish, and I want to finish well and finish strong. And I pray that that's your decision this end of 2020. And as we close from all of the lessons that we've learned, I pray that you'll finish strong, that you'll start with a great anticipation in 2021 of the things that God can do, because he sees the end from the beginning. God bless you.